Hey, I'm Jordan, and welcome to the Disfellowdipped YouTube channel. If you couldn't tell, this is a play on words of the word disfellowshipped that Jehovah's Witnesses use. This is an XJW channel. And I used the term disfellowdipped because I chose to leave. I left of my own volition by choice because I wanted to, not because I got kicked out. The goal of this channel is to show that people who leave Jehovah's Witnesses are still normal. Still just regular human beings who have nothing to really threaten current Jehovah's Witnesses with. You know, we're not the enemy, we're not connected to the devil, we're not influenced by the devil. There could be some witnesses who have left who want to venture into like Satanism and stuff like that. That's their business. There are some witnesses who might seem like a threat, some ex-witnesses, sorry. But that's them over there. Not all XJWs are cut from the same fabric. They were not all the same. But, and then the second goal of this channel is really to help people who are deconstructing to just reason on the things they used to believe. And I know that witnesses hate questioning things because they think that that comes from the devil. But, you know, when you did it in school, there was nothing wrong with that. When you did it towards evolution, there was nothing wrong with that. Questioning things is not an inherently devilish thing to do. And just like people think that all other religions are mythological and have no problem questioning those, or questioning the doctrine of any other Christian denomination, there's nothing wrong with questioning your beliefs as well. So my goal is to help people deconstruct, and it'll be satirical. I'll be making fun of things that I grew up believing or grew up doing in the Jehovah's Witness organization, or making fun of things I noticed other people doing. So yeah, that'll be the focus of this channel. I think I should tell why I left Jehovah's Witnesses, and there's two big reasons. The first one is because I became agnostic. When I was reading the Bible for myself, my own personal Bible reading, I just stopped seeing this God of love that I thought I knew, particularly when I read the account of Adam and Eve and of Job. And when I would broach these topics with loved ones, my very close friend I talked about this with, and then my dad and my mom, it didn't go well. They didn't try to have a conversation about it and to reason on it and hear me out. They just told me my thinking was dangerous. And so here I am, out, purposely. Not because somebody pulled me out. Yeah, it's just the way he put a test on Adam and Eve that didn't need to be there, when he could have just let them live and make mistakes and correct them as they went, like parents do with children. He didn't take that route. He decided to put a test there that didn't need to be there. And if people believe he's all-knowing, he knew they were going to fail. And then lazily, he just let his devilish son come down and influence them and cause them to do wrong and lie to them. Why let that happen? So what if he has free will? Stop him, like we do today. It makes me think of that guy who was trying to hijack an airplane in Mexico. The flight attendant was afraid, but the passengers stopped him. Yeah, he had free will, but he would have used his free will to end the lives of everyone else. So they were like, I'm not allowing that. So they didn't. And that's what God could have done. And here we are in this huge mess, supposedly, because he was lazy. And then when people were faithful to him, like Job, he let them be tortured just for his name. Job already showed that he was faithful. There was no reason for him to allow Satan to make that test. He could have been like, shut up, Satan. You've done enough. Nobody wants to hear it. But no, he let all of Job's kids die, all of his servants, his livestock. Like what? Whose lives are important to this God? You know, besides him causing she-bears to eat children, maul children to death for calling somebody bald. Oh my God. Or destroying the entire population rather than just trying to change their hearts himself. And there goes another instance of laziness, him letting his sons come down and have children with women. Lazy. Where's the effort? So I could not worship that God. Couldn't do it. And then the second thing was I saw the control. in the organization. Well, there's a third too, the child sexual assault. I could not overlook that. When I was listening to people's personal experiences and the things that they allowed, I was sickened. And then I started reading Crisis of Conscience, and it was over. It was over. And then I'll touch on the control aspect, the beard choice, the beard decision. That woke me up, because when you create this culture of disdain towards facial hair based on it being rebellious in like the 60s, and then you act like none of that ever happened, decades of time where brothers were villainized for growing hair from their follicles, that doesn't make sense. Then I would hear people say things like, oh, I can't believe brothers were willing to die before this decision was made just for facial hair. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Nobody would have died for not listening to the governing body and growing their beard out. Who was going to die for that? Nobody. People have died listening to the governing body and not taking blood, but nobody has died from not listening to the governing body. Why? Because the world hasn't ended, and it's not going to. There goes another reason I wanted to leave, because I kept seeing people I love dying from old age when this end was supposed to come. All these generational changes, these generations are still here. There's new governing body members every year, and yet the end is supposed to come at any moment. No, they just want to keep people's money and keep people in control. So I couldn't stay in that organization. It was, why am I saying there's 2 reasons? There was like 5. There was a lot of reasons. I'm also bisexual. I remember when I made my first video about why I was leaving Jehovah's Witnesses, I was in tears saying that. And now I say it proudly. I love being bisexual. I love men. And I couldn't live a lie. I knew that I was attracted to men since I was 7 years old. And at 19, I got in some trouble with pornography, and I was struggling daily, day in, day out, with fighting this sexuality that I thought was supposed to dissipate. You know, it was the bloom of youth. It's just a phase. It'll disappear. 10 years later, at almost 30 years old, I was like, still going strong. I still like men, and I'm trying to fight it, and I can't. So I said, no more. I'm not doing this. Especially since the God who wants to be pleased is a psychopath, and honestly put the failsafe there that someone could become gay anyway. Adam and Eve didn't make the possibility of different sexualities. They couldn't do that. Nobody could do that. So the Creator logically put that there. And he's going to be upset about it? No. And we've been here for thousands of years. This is nothing new. It's nothing new. Even though Christians think it's an agenda, yet they believe in a whole city of gays that was destroyed by God. How the hell could it be an agenda if we've been here for thousands of years? And it's likely that trans people were in hiding because they didn't want to be destroyed like homosexuals were by Hitler and Christians and all these other people. They've probably been around for the longest too. We just didn't know. So people I wish people would just accept reality and realize that it has nothing to do with them. What other people do with their lives, their bodies, it's literally none of your business. It has nothing to do with you, does not affect you. But anyway, I'm rambling. So welcome to my channel. That was a long video to welcome people to my channel. As time goes on, I'm gonna pick different topics. I don't know if I'll ever have people like interviewed on here. This was supposed to be a joint account with my friend Micah, where we kind of did like a podcast. So it could turn into that. This could be a Disfellowdipped, where both of us talk about our experiences, because I've only been out since March of this year. It's been 9 months. My friend's been out for 13 years, and he was disfellowshipped. So his experience is a lot different, and I'll let him tell his experience, because it had a lot of ups and downs, and I feel really bad. So, but he's been like a pillar in my life when it comes to deconstruction and having a circle and a community outside of Jehovah's Witnesses. He's been great. So I hope he does join me on this channel. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you have any topics that you want to discuss, leave them in the comments. Shout out to the Reddit community for also keeping me afloat mentally. And shout out to Franz for writing that Crisis of Conscience book that I have still not even finished, because it was eye-opening and woke me up so quick. So, welcome to the channel.